carpal and finger fractures, phalange fractures, thumbs getting snapped and broke, knuckles looking like they've been sanded down, arthritis pain, crooked handshakes, wrists getting bent and snappled up. And there's also a specific hand injury called the boxer's fracture. Boxer's fracture. Y'all look that up. So it's a serious thing to have a good hand wrap and to do it by the book and to be fair and to be just, even though it is the hurt business. You know, having a good hand wrap and doing it the right way, the legal way, it not only protects you and your health, but your opponent, the other fighter's health as well. Now, gloves. Gloves are used to protect the hands more than the opponent's face, most of the time. All right, so don't be fooled by the gloves, because the gloves are also used as weapons too, such as in the case of Panama Lewis removing some of the glove padding in that famous fight with Louis Resto versus Billy Collins Jr. The legendary trainer Panama Lewis removed some of the padding in Resto's gloves and made it more vicious. It made the man's hand, Resto's knuckles and glove, more vicious, and end up knocking Billy Collins Jr.'s eyesight loose. Yeah, Billy Collins Jr. went blind, and then 2 years later, because of that, committed suicide. So I guess in that case, the gloves concealed the dirty tactic or the weapon of cheating with hard knuckles and with an intent to maim, injure, or kill your opponent. There's also cases where the legendary trainer who still trains, brother Nassim Richardson, he caught both Felix Trinidad and Antonio Margarito using illegal and dangerous hand wraps. Yup, he caught Tito when he was using all that extra gauze and all that extra illegal wrapping. And then he caught Margarito when Margarito was using that wet cement, or basically bricks, or whatever he had in his gloves. That was the trainer, Nassim Richardson, caught both them jokers cheating. I think Margarito was against Mosley and Tito was against B-Hop, man. Jokers in there doing extra wraps and putting marble and stuff in the hand wraps. Another case when gloves are weapons. Or what about one of the many cases where fighters use the outside of the gloves to, for example, to blind an opponent? Example, when Sonny Liston, he put some type of eye deterrent or cleaning solution called Moncel solution, but it was applied on his gloves, and then he would use it to rub it on the challenger's head and around his face, in this case Muhammad Ali. And then when the opponent would sweat, the solution would get into their eyes, and so the stuff would be blinding. It would burn your eyes, and in the case of Ali, it burned and blinded him for a round or two. That's the famous, when Dundee told Ali, just run for the next few rounds, just run till we can get that shit out your eyes. But just the hands, man, the hands, the gloves, dudes having to get hand reconstruction surgery, all type of bone repairs, icing, shots, you name it. Now, me personally, I was more of a grappler and MMA combatant, but I know whenever I would hit the heavy bag with no wraps, my knuckles will always scrape and bleed. Now, I'm gonna be honest, it looked cool and it made me feel tough, but if it was my career, I would hope I would have been more careful then and more worried. And I probably would have done, a better job at protecting my hands, but that wasn't my main art or craft, was, just straight up punching and stuff. Now, here's a list of fighters who've complained throughout their whole career about having bad hands. And y'all might not know this, but here we go. Yeah, Willie Pep, the late great Willie Pep. Sugar Ray Leonard. Y'all remember those fights where Sugar Ray Leonard would be, in the pocket, moving around, not throwing many punches. And then he somehow would come up with a flurry, 8, 9, 10 punch flurry, and maybe, stun somebody or just do enough to win the round. He would say in those flurries in one of his documentaries that it was almost like he was pulling something deep out of his soul just to get those punches out, because it hurt him so bad. He almost retired early because of his hurt hands. And we all know that he only had 38, 39 wins, Sugar Ray Leonard. Who else? Muhammad Ali, he complained about his hands hurting. Arturo Gatti, he had to get all type of hand reconstruction surgery for his hands. Sugar Ray Robinson, they said that almost after every single one of his fights, cats would go to the hospital. They would dunk his hands in ice. They would massage him, put ointments and lotions on his hands after every fight. Amir Khan, he just suffered 2 broken, knuckles, or he might have had the boxer's fracture, but Amir Khan has bad hands. Ishe Smith said if it wasn't for some doctor out of Las Vegas, this is call him Dr. X. If it wasn't for him, he wouldn't have been able to compete at the world championship level with the condition that his hands are in. And we all know Floyd Mayweather Jr. We remember him in the interview. My hands, Jordan, my hands. I mean, so it's just dangerous as a boxer, even though that's your main tool for your art, are your hands. So y'all take care of your hands, and the list goes on. There's a multitude of hand injuries, and y'all just protect your hands. And it should be understood that hand injuries have stopped careers short, have prevented people's careers from excelling, and it has affected many retired boxers and fighters to this day, even after their career. So don't go out there trying to be tough without first getting your mind right, getting your strength up, getting your flexibility up, getting the proper techniques up, and y'all know the rest. And on that note, keep your guard up, keep your hands active, y'all. Keep your whole body strong. Y'all know what they say about idle hands. We love boxing.